Okay, I ran out of time on the last video, so we're going to continue our work here. And on this one, we're going to do practice an example with the Librarian of Basra, where I show you how to fill out the graphic organizer for differences in the two. So after reading through the Librarian of Basra and thinking about some of the things that I read, I decided that I was going to focus on the physical environment as my example for differences. So, in waiting for the Biblioburo, I noticed that they are in the mountains. So, I'm going to say based on the illustrations, it shows a small village in the mountains with many trees and plants. Also, in the text, and let's go and see. So as I scrolled through, I notice that there are plants and trees and mountains. It's very green. It looks like there's forests where they live and lots of hills and trees. And also, I found a passage where they talk about it says Anna looks down the hill below her house, right? And then on this page, it says Anna runs down the hill to the man, and then other children run to him too, skipping down hills and stomping through fields. All right, so I'm going to put that in there too. That the children, oops, skip down, goodness, hills and run through fields. Okay, so there's two examples, one based on the illustrations, but then remember the learning target is for text examples. Okay, so that's an example from the Librarian of Basra. That was an example from Waiting for the Biblioburro. Now, when I went to the Librarian of Basra, that was a really easy one because the very first page it says Alia Muhammad Baker is the Librarian of Basra, a port city. A port city means a city on the water in the sand-swept country of Iraq. So sand-swept makes me think of a desert, right? So it's a desert that's right on the water. Pretty cool. And she also lives in a city, right? And we know Anna lives in a village. So I want to put that in my example of a difference in the physical environment. Basra is a city, a port, and the environment is a desert because it because the book describes Basra as a sand-swept city. Okay, so there is an example of how you would fill out the graphic organizer about a difference between the two books. So again, I picked physical environment. You could pick character, motivation, problem, or solution. I said that um, Anna's house was in her village, her environment was lots of trees and mountains. I gave some text evidence. And in the Librarian of Basra, we talked about how it's a city, it's a port, and it's a desert. Okay, so I hope that helps you show how to describe differences using text evidence and similarities.